Welcome back to the UK Senior Insights, where today we bring you one of the biggest updates to hit the lives of millions of pensioners across the country. Mark this date carefully, because on the 1st of October 2025, the state pension will officially see a confirmed rise that has been long awaited, long debated, and desperately needed by those who rely on it every single week. The government has finally confirmed that pensioners will receive an additional £472 in their payments. And while some might look at that figure as just another adjustment, to those living on fixed incomes, fighting against rising bills, and trying to stretch every single pound, it is nothing short of a lifeline. This announcement comes at a time when older citizens have been carrying the heaviest burden of the cost of living crisis. For years now, prices at the supermarket have been climbing, council tax has been creeping higher, and energy bills have been nothing short of punishing. Every winter has carried the same haunting question for millions of households: will there be enough to keep the heating on, to fill the fridge, to cover the bills, and still manage a little left over to live life with dignity? For so many, the answer has been uncertain. That is why this announcement is being welcomed not simply as a financial measure, but as a recognition of the struggle, as reassurance that the government has listened, and as relief that practical help is finally arriving. Now, it is important to understand how this increase of £472 has come about. The Department for Work and Pensions confirmed the rise after months of review, carefully weighing up inflation data, the triple lock mechanism, and the government's ongoing promise to protect pensioners from the harshest effects of economic turbulence. The triple lock is the central safeguard that ensures pensions rise in line with whichever is greater: inflation, average wage growth, or a guaranteed minimum of 2.5%. In years when inflation rockets, as it has done recently, this safeguard has proven absolutely essential. Without it, pensioners would have been left exposed, watching their real income shrink as the prices of essentials continued to climb. This October, the triple lock once again plays its part, ensuring that pensions are adjusted fairly and meaningfully, resulting in the £472 uplift. Let's step back and think about what this means for real households. For a single pensioner living alone, perhaps widowed and dependent solely on the state pension, an additional £472 is the difference between anxiety and security. It could cover the average monthly heating bill during the coldest part of the year, or ensure the fridge remains stocked without having to choose cheaper, less nutritious food. For couples, this increase means a little more room to breathe. It could cover essentials with enough left over for small comforts: visiting family, enjoying a modest trip to the seaside, or simply switching on the heating without guilt on a chilly evening. The truth is that for pensioners, it is rarely just about the money itself. It is about what the money allows them to do without fear, without guilt, and without having to sacrifice dignity. That is why the October increase is so much more than numbers on a government spreadsheet. It is about restoring a measure of comfort to retirement, ensuring that years of hard work and contribution are not followed by years of financial struggle. And let us not forget the broader picture here. Pensioners are not just private households trying to get by, they are also a powerful economic engine for their communities. When pension income rises, that money doesn't disappear into savings accounts or offshore investments. It flows directly back into local economies. It supports high streets, small businesses, local markets, corner shops, family-run cafes, and essential services. It creates stability not just for pensioners, but for entire towns and communities that rely on their spending. This £472 rise will ripple outward, boosting community resilience and helping the local economy at a time when so many small businesses are still trying to recover from years of financial strain. But beyond the numbers and beyond the community impact, there is also the deep emotional importance of this rise. For too long, many pensioners have felt left behind in the national conversation. Politicians argue over budgets, economists warn of sustainability, and commentators debate affordability, but all the while, it is ordinary people who feel the consequences. Those who worked through the war years, through post-war austerity, through decades of labor and contribution, have often felt sidelined. The October rise of £472, guaranteed and confirmed, sends a powerful message: your service is valued, your sacrifices are recognized, and your dignity in retirement matters. It is also worth noting who exactly is covered by this increase. The government has made clear that both those receiving the basic state pension and those under the newer state pension system will see the rise applied. For men born before April 5 th. 1951, and women born before April 5 th. 1953, the basic state pension applies. For everyone else reaching pension age after those dates, the new system is in place. But in both cases, fairness has been maintained. The £472 uplift will be guaranteed across the board. That means no division, no leaving one group behind. Every qualifying pensioner will feel the benefit of this rise, whatever their contribution history may be. Of course, it would be naive to ignore the ongoing debate about affordability and long-term sustainability. Critics in Parliament have already raised the alarm, pointing out the immense cost of maintaining the triple lock and issuing increases year after year. They argue that as the population ages and as more people live longer into retirement, the strain on the Treasury will only deepen. And yes, there is truth in that concern. The pension system must be sustainable. But for now, what matters most is the reassurance that commitments are being honored and that older citizens are not asked to carry the cost of government balancing acts. For the duration of this Parliament, the triple lock has been guaranteed, providing certainty until at least the next general election. That certainty matters. It allows pensioners to plan with confidence, knowing that their income will not be suddenly undermined. Let us also consider the emotional ripple effect of this announcement. For widows and widowers who face retirement alone, the increase is reassurance. For grandparents who continue to provide childcare support to working families, it is the knowledge that they can keep giving without jeopardizing their own stability. For carers who dedicated their lives to raising families or supporting loved ones, it is recognition that their contributions, though often unpaid, are valued by society. For every pensioner watching this, the October rise is not just a matter of pounds and pence, it is a matter of peace of mind. And while no increase can solve every problem, it is a step in the right direction. It is a measure of comfort at a time when comfort is sorely needed. It is also a reminder that keeping pension promises is not just about economics. It is about the moral contract between a government and its people. A contract built on decades of contribution, loyalty, and trust. When that trust is honored, as it is with this £472 rise, society as a whole is strengthened. So as we move closer to October, let this be clear: this increase is not a one-off gesture. It is a commitment, a promise kept, and a foundation for dignity in retirement. Pensioners across the UK can look ahead to this winter with just a little less worry and a little more assurance that they will not be forgotten. And that matters. That matters deeply. And to everyone listening today, whether you are already retired, approaching retirement, or simply thinking about your future years down the line, staying informed is your strongest protection. The government will continue to make changes, economic pressures will continue to shape policy, and debates about sustainability will rage on. But what cuts through the noise are announcements like this one: concrete, confirmed, and guaranteed. The £472 increase is not speculation. It is real, and it is coming. As always, if you find this update valuable, take a moment to support this channel. Share it with your loved ones, so no pensioner is left in the dark about the support available to them. Because knowledge is power, and in times like these, staying informed is the first step to staying secure.